I think that you working with Eddy Reynoso was alongside with your dad was more of the name. To be honest with you, I never felt that Eddy Reynoso style could have a chemistry with a Teofimo Lopez athletic, very athletic, twitchy muscle type of style. I mean, the counter punching and the inside game, yes, but I felt like in my opinion, it was more being in the gym with Canelo Alvarez, soaking that knowledge, working with him more than the Eddy Reynoso Tio collaboration. I felt like it was good for the name, but I don't think that Eddy Reynoso truly, in my opinion, was a good mesh style. They got more of a flat-footed style.
Like what I really would like is what I really asked for though when we ran up with them in LA for the time being with them for their press conference with Skull. One thing I did, I said, hey, no, because they're trying to give us different time frames of training. Jaime Munguia is not really training with Canelo; they have their own time. Canelo has his time, so they're doing like sections. And I told him, no, I don't want that. I said I want to be with the champ the whole time out there. Yeah. I'm not there to spy. I'm there to learn.
Yeah.
And why can't we do that, bro? Like, my goodness, why can't we do that? I can't wait. Like, I can't wait. Cause, it's like wine. The longer it's in the barrel, the sweeter and better it tastes. The richer. So that's what I am. I'm like wine. I age better with time, and I just gotta relax with this and understand that when it's my time to be the face of this sport that we all love and truly admire. Every young kid is gonna have the opportunity to be there with me and train with me, that I believe has earned.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, I get a little disappointed in these champions a little bit. But it's not Canelo's fault because he just focused on his fight. And it's not Eddie's fault. Maybe it's just the alignment of things. But shit, I'm upset.
You're not too busy snubbing when you actually know the facts. That Teofimo Lopez Sr. is just as good for Teofimo Lopez as Eddy Reynoso is to Canelo Alvarez. Huh? Yo, Tia not gonna be with Eddie. Yo, Teofimo Lopez not gonna be good. What? Hey, yo, just like Eddy Reynoso was Trainer of the Year. Shout out to Eddy Reynoso. Teofimo Lopez Sr. was Trainer of the Year. Now, I know that some of y'all don't like Teofimo Lopez Sr.'s mouth and the way that he calls out fighters to fight his son and he's boisterous and things of that nature. And at the end of the day, he built what was supposed to be recognized as the first two-division undisputed world champion in the sport of boxing by the age of 25. Yeah, that's what Teofimo Lopez Sr. did. He's a hands-on trainer. He's just not a trainer that be hiring people and stuff like that. He just sit back and does nothing. Teofimo Lopez Sr. is the same guy that outgamed Papachenko. Yeah. Teofimo Lopez Sr. is the same guy that when Teofimo Lopez was the underdog, beat what was supposed to be the undisputed champion and Josh Taylor because he was undefeated, never lost. You know what I'm saying? Beat Josh Taylor. And how many fights? Teofimo Lopez Sr. is the same guy that guided Teofimo Lopez Jr. to a bunch of national titles, winning a bunch of national titles, winning the USA Olympic trials. And if you ask anybody in America that's into the sport of boxing, what's harder, winning the USA Olympic trials or getting your first world title outside of Teofimo Lopez? Because Teofimo Lopez also beat Richard Comey. Like, why y'all trying to front like Eddy Reynoso is this god and Teofimo Lopez Sr. is this type of peasant? Like, let's be real, let's be honest. Let's just call it for what it is. You guys are not watching y'all guys are not watching Eddy Reynoso as just Eddy Reynoso. You guys are attaching Eddy Reynoso to Canelo Alvarez. If they say something about Eddy Reynoso, you think that they're dissing Canelo Alvarez. You understand what I'm trying to say, folks? When fans think that, when they're criticizing Eddy Reynoso, it's like a hit on Canelo Alvarez, and that's what it is. There's a lot of fighters that left Eddy Reynoso. You know what I'm saying? Let's not forget that Canelo Alvarez is not a perfect fighter. He's one of the greats and the best of this generation has to offer. He put boxing on his back. Yes. Great success by Canelo Alvarez and Eddy Reynoso. But what's this snubbing of Teofimo Lopez Sr. when he has great success? And if people believe that, yo, Teofimo Lopez is not getting better, yo, well, is Canelo Alvarez getting better? Why nobody's out there saying, yo, Canelo should fire Eddie? Is Canelo Alvarez getting better? Hey, yo, look, we're about to watch Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Bud Crawford. You know why? You know why? There's people out there that believe that Terrence Bud Crawford got a chance. It's because also there's people out there that believe that Canelo Alvarez have declined so much that they believe that a welterweight is going to come up 3 divisions up to beat Canelo Alvarez. Because he couldn't stop Edgar Berlanga, because he couldn't stop Jaime Munguia, and Munguia got knocked out by nobody. Huh? Because he couldn't stop a Jamel Charlo with a dude coming 2 divisions up. An undisputed champion coming 2 divisions up. He couldn't finish the job versus Jamel Charlo, regardless of how you like it. Just like other fighters would be like, well, they can't cut the ring off. Well, Canelo Alvarez ain't cut the ring off to finish the job. He couldn't stop John Ryder. Huh? In the championship rounds versus Triple G, the old man, he couldn't stop this man either and send him home packing the way an old guy's supposed to be packed. A guy bigger than him like Bivol was faster than Canelo Alvarez, who's the smaller guy, right? We always say that Canelo Alvarez comes from the smaller division, so he's supposed to be throwing more punches than Bivol, and he's supposed to be faster than Bivol. That's the reason why they're saying that's the reason why he's fighting Bud Crawford. Because he's probably declined so much that people think that this guy could just come up 3 divisions up. And I don't believe it. I believe that Canelo Alvarez is going to make Bud Crawford eat from a straw, especially if Bud Crawford commits. Well, y'all don't say that maybe Canelo Alvarez needed a new trainer. Just like Oscar De La Hoya felt like he needed a new trainer. Is he learning some new tricks from Eddy Reynoso? He's only 34 years old. He could have changed trainers a while ago. Oscar De La Hoya did. Floyd Mayweather made his adjustment getting his father back. Miguel Cotto did. Manny Pacquiao did. I'm just saying. Teofimo Lopez beat Josh Taylor and Richard Comey and Vasily Lomachenko by the age of 25. And if it wasn't for the politics of the sport of boxing, like we all know, if it wasn't for the franchise, the elevation of the franchise to Vasily Lomachenko, and if it's Josh Taylor never would have vacated his belt, you know that the world of boxing will be recognizing Teofimo Lopez as the first 2-time undisputed world champion at the age of 25. It wouldn't be Bud Crawford. It wouldn't be Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez could have faced Demetrius Andre in the 160-pound division, and he would have been. And if he would have beat Demetrius Andre and then moved to 168 and then did his thing to fight Caleb Plant, then he would have become the first. See, that's the thing, is that people want to push things aside when you're assessing Teofimo Lopez Sr. Just because he's loud and boisterous and he talk his ish and he love his son and he hype his son. So what? Why y'all so mad that Teofimo Lopez Sr. hype his son like that? All right. Okay, there's a blemish in his record. He lost to George Kambosos. Hey, guess what? Canelo Alvarez had like 2 draws. He had 2 draws in his career, had controversial winning in his career, lost to Floyd Mayweather, lost to Dimitri Bivol, in which he was the favorite. And yeah, Teofimo Lopez has some close calls. Yeah, at the end of the day, even the close calls, when Teofimo Lopez, when it's all said and done, and you look at his resume, I mean, it's going to say Sando Martin. He beat Sando Martin. Jermaine Ortiz. Sando Martin that retired. Mikey Garcia. The 4th division world champion and probably future Hall of Famer. And if he beats Arnold Barboza May 2nd, he's beating the most competitive. I think that's the most competitive fight in the May 2nd fight in Fatal Fury, New York City, Times Square. They keep on pressing the issue. They look for all the boisterous stuff. Is Teofimo Lopez Sr. also, who's been calling out the likes of Vasily Lomachenko and Josh Taylor. As a matter of fact, they was calling out Josh Taylor before they even step in the ring with Vasily Lomachenko. Now, the difference between Eddy Reynoso and Teofimo Lopez Sr. is that Eddy Reynoso is a manager of Canelo Alvarez, and Teofimo Lopez Sr. is not. That's the only difference. But even as a manager, there's some mishaps by Eddy Reynoso as well. Let's not forget that, yes, Canelo Alvarez be blaming the likes of the promoters of Oscar de la Hoya and stuff like that. But who helped him sign these deals? Wasn't his manager? Isn't it Eddy Reynoso's job? I don't know why Canelo Alvarez is always mad at Oscar de la Hoya, but who was the allegations was that Canelo Alvarez didn't know what he was signing and didn't know what he was reading. Isn't that your manager's job? What about the contract before signing with Golden Boy Promotions, in which I think I forgot the name of the company. I think it's All Star. And they sued Canelo Alvarez for $8.5 million. And Canelo Alvarez gave almost the same excuse that he signed the contract in English and not in Spanish. What was your manager then? Now, Canelo Alvarez has locked in good deals, right? But also he has blamed people for other deals that Eddy Reynoso was to be your manager and oversee those. So Eddy Reynoso hasn't been a perfect manager, but for the most part, he's been a great manager for Canelo Alvarez and a great trainer for Canelo Alvarez. But let's not also forget that he didn't build Canelo Alvarez from scratch. Eddy Reynoso's father did. See, Teofimo Lopez Sr., Teofimo Lopez was built from scratch by his father. So, folks, stop trying to praise somebody by knocking somebody down. The good thing about Teofimo Lopez is that he wanted to enhance his greatness, and they was open to train with Eddy Reynoso. Now, if Eddy Reynoso didn't want to train with Teofimo Lopez because of scheduling, because we all know that Canelo Alvarez is going to be facing William Sco out there in Saudi Arabia, and Teofimo Lopez the next day going to be performing versus Arnold Barboza, right, in New York City, it wouldn't make sense for Eddy Reynoso and Teofimo Lopez to train together. He was going to leave 3 weeks before to from camp to go to Saudi Arabia so they could get used to the time frame. So it wasn't ideal. The only thing that's messed up is that Teofimo Lopez doesn't even know the true reason why. He's speculating because he didn't have that man-to-man conversation with Eddy Reynoso, and Eddy Reynoso hasn't publicized the reason why they didn't want to work for that Eddy Reynoso didn't have time for Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. Y'all guys ain't looking at Eddy Reynoso. You guys are just putting it, oh, Canelo Alvarez didn't want him in the gym. Canelo Alvarez doesn't want to work with Teofimo Lopez. No, it's not Canelo Alvarez that was going to be training Teofimo Lopez. It was Eddy Reynoso. It's just like when Virgil Ortiz was looking for a trainer. He was in Eddy Reynoso's gym for 3 or 4 weeks, and Eddy Reynoso never showed up because he was on vacation. It wasn't about, oh, yo, Canelo Alvarez left Virgil Ortiz hanging. Why y'all trying to make this out to be a war between Canelo Alvarez and Teofimo Lopez when they're actually cool with one another? Why y'all trying to break these guys apart? At the end of the day, the reason why, I'm going to say it like this, the reason why Teofimo Lopez Sr. is always defensive, in my opinion, when y'all bring up other trainers around his son and he needs to say that I build my son. They're going to come here and help my son a little bit. It's because y'all always trying to shit on Teofimo Lopez Sr. from another trainer, and y'all shit on him by telling his son to fire him. So he got to defend himself and be like, yo, I build my son. I build my son, and I'm open. I'm always been open to let people help us along the way. Like, people always want to be like, yo, why they don't bring Joey Gamache? Guess who brought Joey Gamache? Teofimo Lopez Sr. Guess who brought Jorge Rubio? Teofimo Lopez Sr. Guess who was trying to bring in an Eddy Reynoso? It wasn't Teofimo Lopez Jr. It was Teofimo Lopez Sr. And even Teo said it himself. So you will want Teofimo Lopez Sr. around, because when he feels that he needs to elevate his son, and he's not afraid, never been afraid to say, you know what, we need to get this guy and so he could help me enhance your greatness. And he always calls in for the great people, almost like Eddy Reynoso, right? Joey Gamache used to work with Vasily Lomachenko, and look how that turned out. We seen how Teofimo Lopez performed versus Nakatani, and his father felt the need. Now we got to get some help and stuff like that. You know what? Let's get Joey Gamache and look at the performance with Richard Comey. Look at the performance versus Vasily Lomachenko. But you guys are saying, oh, he should be out the way. No, if it wasn't for Senior, then they would have never been on board. So more respect to Teofimo Lopez Sr., y'all. You guys always want these sons to always fire the father. Especially, y'all always want Latinos and blacks fighters to fire the fathers. I don't understand that. When Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney and Salido beat Vasily Lomachenko, there was no storyline, there was no narrative, there was no bunch of videos saying that Vasily Lomachenko, you know what, man, he lost 3 times. You know, if he's still gonna keep on fighting, let him fire his father. Like I do Devin Haney, like I do Teofimo Lopez, like I did a bunch of fighters before them, like Danny Garcia and Sean Porter and stuff like that. Brian Oman Jr. is doing good with the tutelage of his dad. Tio and Devin Haney, accomplished-wise, are the most successful fighters of this generation, and they got their dads in the corner. Shingo Inoue, the 4th division world champion, 2 division undisputed, has his father in the corner. I think that we should celebrate these fathers more than tear them down and tear their sons to be unloyal to their dad and fire them when they've been a success story. For the most part, they are highly success stories. Anyway, let me know what y'all think, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Love you, God bless, and on to the next.